Let's turn our favorite fabrics into beautiful and sturdy fabric boxes with no sewing. Oh yes, I love this so much. This is Cartonnage, the amazing art of box making. And I'm Claudia, Cartonnage designer and teacher from Colorway Arts. Today in this video, let's talk a little bit about cartonnage, and I want to show you the basics of this technique. Because, well, with cartonnage we can make lots of different boxes, different shapes, different sizes, different ways of building, okay? And we can also make not only boxes, we can make different covers, so many other projects, all of them functional and beautiful and sturdy, made with cardboard and then covered in fabric using glue, no sewing required. Okay, so in this video I want to show you the basics of building a box. And well, this can be different if it is a different box or a different project or different shape, okay? But usually these steps are the same, or at least what I'm going to show you today are really the basics of covering the pieces of paper with fabric and then building the box, okay? But before I go even further, I have to tell you something. I'm from Brazil and I live here in the US for almost 10 years now, and I have been sharing my passion of cartonnage with others for a long time. And well, cartonnage, it is a traditional technique that was originated in France many years ago, okay? And till there, in that country and many other countries in the world, cartonnage is made a little different than what I will be making today, okay? So that original cartonnage in France, they build the box, only use the cardboard, okay? So they build the box and then they cover, sometimes cover outside and then inside, or first inside and then outside. There are different ways of doing, okay? What I will be showing to you today is different. It is a variation from that traditional technique, and this variation was made in Brazil some years ago, and now like cartonnage is growing a lot in Brazil and in so many other countries as well. And this is what I'm gonna share with you. I think this is this is actually a personal preference. So as it is a personal preference for me, I prefer the way I'm sharing with you. That's why I'm sharing, right? I think it's easier and it's quick to make. And I would love to hear from you. If you already know how to do the traditional technique of first building the box and then covering, let me know your thoughts about this way here. We're gonna be first covering the pieces of cardboard with fabric, and then we build the box. So once the box is done, it's completely finished inside, and then we just need to cover outside, okay? So let's see how to do it. The materials are what we usually use in cartonnage, okay? So we use chipboard, that is one kind of cardboard, okay, a thick one. I do prefer for boxes to use 100 points, what is 2.5 millimeters thick, okay? But it can be done with 80 or 90 points as well. It all depends on the shape and the size of the box you want to do. We also use poster board to help finishing the projects, and craft paper, sometimes copy paper as well. We use glue all from Elmer, so it's easy to find. And to apply glue, we have to use some sort of roller paint and paintbrush. I also like to have a piece of cloth to clean my fingers and to clean the table. We also need cutting mat, rotary cutter, and scissors. And then there are some specific tools that we use in cartonnage, and those are the corner miter tools that can help us to have a great finish in our projects. Sometimes for some projects we use some acrylic spacers to help us to have a good finishing and standard spaces in the projects. We also use a plastic spatula, and we can build the boxes without, but as we have, the clips corner clips are also like our third hands when building the box, okay? More than this, you also need your favorite fabrics, okay? And if you are using the chipboard and poster board and cutting everything by yourself, you will need a craft knife, a roller, or a paper cutter, something that you can make sure you are cutting the chipboard and paper in poster board straight and neat, okay? But if you don't want to stress out with that part of cutting thick chipboard, that sometimes can be a little hard, there are also a variety of do-it-yourself kits available that you can simply start from there and have fun gluing fabric and building your projects, okay? Check the variety of do-it-yourself kits available in colorwayarts.com. Okay, so now let's get started and talking about do-it-yourself kits. Today I'm gonna use one of the do-it-yourself kits available. It is the single fabric box. So as I said, I'm gonna be showing how to do the basics of building a box, and we're gonna be building a simple box, but it is so functional, okay? We can use that for pen, for pencils, you can use them for hairbrushes and sewing notions and so many other things, okay? And I really like the size and the way that it's built, so we can really understand how, you know, the ideas in how to build this box using then the Brazilian method of cartonnage, okay? So now let's see how to do it. Let's see how to build this box, and I have now all the pieces here. I have all the chipboard pieces here to show to you. Okay, so a box has the bottom and 4 sides, okay? So this is what I need for the chipboard first of all. Bottom and 4 sides. I have here piece number 1. This one is my base, then the bottom, and then 2 pieces number 2 that I usually call my small sides, and then pieces number 3 that are the other sides, okay? So if you pick 2 and 3 together, you'll see they are not exactly the same. Pieces 2 are smaller than pieces 3. Okay, so now let's see how to cover those pieces with fabric. And let me tell you, as I said before, in the cartonnage I will show to you now, first we cover these pieces with fabric. The fabric that you want for inside, this is really important, okay? So choose the fabric you want for inside of this box, and then we're gonna be covering those pieces, and after building the box, we're gonna cover outside, okay? So now choose the fabric, and let's see here how much fabric we need. So I'm gonna use this red one for inside of my box, okay? You can use the same fabric for all 5 pieces, or you can do different, okay? Lots of times I use the base, the bottom, this is inside my box. Lots of times I use this one, a different fabric, that's completely fine. So this is piece number 1, and then pieces number 2 and 3, you cut them all separate, okay? Exactly as I'm showing here. So they are about ½ inch bigger. The fabric you cut is about ½ inch bigger than the piece. And as you can see in this piece, this is not straight and neat. This is not exactly the same. That's completely fine, okay? This is one of the beauties. This is one of the things that I really love in cartonnage. We don't need to stress out about cutting the fabric straight and neat in exactly that dimension. When I say something about, it's really about. So it is about ½ inch bigger. You don't cut less than this, okay? But we cut around that or a little bit more, just for us to make sure we have enough to fold around when we need. And then later we're gonna trim to the side we needed if you need, okay? Very good. So coming back here to my table, pieces number 2, cut the fabric ½ inch bigger, and same for pieces number 3, okay? One more time saying those are all for inside of our box, okay? Fabric for inside. My box will be all red inside. Now let's go and do it. Here we go. Glue, I just passed my glue all for this here because it's easier to remove from here and to use. So I have been using this already, but if it is your first time in the day in gluing, you put a little bit of glue in your tray, and then you spread with your roller just to make sure that you have some glue, you know, around your roller, so it will spread better in your piece. I always use also a scrap of paper here to make sure I don't mess my table, right? And then right here, if it is a do-it-yourself kit, or even if it is not a do-it-yourself kit, I usually put some numbers, so I give you some numbers. So you don't apply glue over the part with the number, you apply the glue to the other side, like I'm doing here. It's not a lot of glue. You just spread the glue and go with your roller very well, because I don't want a thick layer, don't want big spots of glue. You spread with your roller on top, so you know you have a thin layer all over this, okay? And then you just go and put on top of the center of your piece of fabric, okay? Wrong side of fabric, press and flip over. My fabric now today is same color, same thing front and back, so don't usually have front and back, but you know, fabrics usually have. So for example, the one I'm gonna use outside, this is my wrong side, right? And this is the front. So some fabric we don't need to be, you know, careful about that. Some fabrics we need, you know, it all depends. There we go. So now we're gonna repeat that for all 5 pieces, okay? So now piece 2, spread the glue, and then glue right in the middle of this piece number 2, this fabric, right, that I just cut for piece number 2. Press, okay, and do this. Okay, and now I'm gonna repeat very quick for all the others. Okay, so now you see I use the cloth. Sometimes if you see that you have glue in your fingers, okay, sometimes here in the mat or in your project, you can clean with a cloth. Now we need to trim some of this fabric around to be able to build our box and have a great finishing. So piece number 1 is the base. Before we go even further, I like to look and see, for example, here you can see I have some white spot of glue. So I like to clean this before I go with my rotary cutter on top, because sometimes I can, you know, just have glue on my rotary cutter and I have to change my blade so frequently. So if doing this save us some blade, trust me, okay? So take a look here. If you see, well, how you see that is, or you wait. If you wait a little bit, this will dry and then that's fine. But if you are just following and doing in sequence, that can happen. Okay, so now piece number 1, you go right on the side of the, right here, put your cutter right on the side and go and cut all the way, because we don't need any fabric around this base. Okay, so this is the base of my box, the bottom of my box, and I don't need any fabric around. Okay, so just cut it like that. Then pieces number 2, that I call the small sides, we cut straight with the bottom, okay, and the bottom can be on the below the number, but it's more important that you take a look at your fabric, because if you have direction, you're gonna cut on the bottom, okay? And then on the sides, we cut straight with the chipboard as well. So at the end, you have only fabric left right here on the top, okay? Trim just this a little bit. And then the other piece number 2, straight and straight on the sides as well. Very good. So far we have piece number 1 that we cut all around, and pieces number 2 that we cut sides and bottom, and we just have fabric extra on the top. Now pieces number 3, for a better finishing, we're gonna do a little different. We cut straight with the chipboard only on the bottom, okay? And now on the top, okay, I want to cover all those 2 sides But then what's happened, I have too much fabric on the corner, and then I need to trim some of here. So for that, we have the corner miter tool. As I said, those are kind of the special tools for cartonnage. This is the corner tool. It can be the small one, this one is the long one, because we can also trim around if you need. So let me show you. Any of those work the same, so you put the corner tool like this, and then you cut on the corner. So what's happened? We have some fabric left right on the corner, and that is what will give us a good finishing when we fold and finish this. Okay, I will just show, just a minute, if you don't have the tool, I will show you very soon how to do without it. Okay, so here's the other one, just to show. This is the long one. Same thing, you just put there, and you just have, you kind of have more like surface here to cut, right? And you can also put it right there, for example, and trim. And this is 3/4 of an inch, so that's why this tool is called 2-in-1. Okay, so now another piece number 3. Let's see how to do without the tool, in case you don't have. Okay, so you same thing on the bottom. Okay, and now on the top, let me trim a little bit because it's... Now after gluing, if you have around, we say in Brazil, around 1 finger, okay, what will be around 1/2 inch here, the fabric, that's a very good, you know, amount of fabric to have there to have a good corner. So if you don't have the tool, what you have to do is make sure you can leave some fabric there, right? So just pick your scissor and go straight there and cut. Okay, so try to be kind of 45 degrees and leave this fabric here. This is about 3 millimeters in angle here. Okay, so let me go ahead and cut the other one, because once you start using this tool, is so functional, so wonderful. You know, it's stainless steel, it's gonna last forever. It's, you know, very affordable. So I do recommend, if you want to do albums, covers, books, boxes, this is a fantastic tool to have in your toolbox. Okay, very good. So now let's see how to finish this. Piece number 1 is here ready. Now pieces number 2, we need to apply glue right here, only on the top, because it's the only one part we have fabric, right? And then you spread the glue right there, and then go with your spatula under the project and then bring tight. Okay, very good. So now I have here pieces number 2 covered in fabric, the way I need, and then pieces number 3. So let's see 3. 3 is a little different. We have corners, right? So let's see how to have great corners. First, you spread the glue on the long edge, and then you go with your brush and spread that glue. Okay, then now we have the second important thing to do for corners. Number 1 was cutting the right way. Second is spread glue there. Okay, you can see with the red very well now. So here's where you spread glue when you are doing this. Then you put under and bring tight. This is the third important thing. So first important thing, cutting the right way. Second important thing, applying glue on that corner. Third thing, bring this tight. And fourth important thing is pressing down the fabric right here on the corner. So I'm just pressing on the side of the chipboard on top of the fabric. So I'm gluing fabric with fabric right here in this part. What gives me that I'm gluing fabric on my edge right here. So this is really important to have a great corner. And then you just repeat on the other side. Okay, glue on the corner, bring tight, press down. Okay, cut right, glue on the corner, fold tight, and press down. Okay, the 4 steps. Very good. So now let's finish this. Spread the glue right here, only on this chipboard, you don't go on top of the fabric, and then you go on the fabric, you go here and here on the wrong side of the fabric. So this way you don't mess up with this fabric, and you have just that beautiful corner. Okay, so here you go. Here's my corner. Very well done. This piece of paper or this piece of chipboard is very well covered, right? So now let's just repeat the last one. And then we're gonna have all the 4 pieces, the 5 pieces, right? Ready to just go and build the box. Bring tight, press down. Okay. Bring tight, press down. And then the last one. Okay. Tight, press down. Very good. Oh, very good. So now we have the 5 pieces ready to go. Look at piece number 3 on the bottom, right? Okay, so piece number 1, pieces number 2, and pieces number 3. You look here, they are all covered in fabric, okay? And you look in the back, piece number 1 is just chipboard, pieces number 2 we just have on the top, and pieces number 3 we have all around, okay? Very good. So now let's go ahead and build this box, okay? To build the box, we will need masking tape as well, okay? So we use glue and masking tape. And I have to tell you that, as I said, we're gonna be building this box with the inside already finished with fabric, okay? So when we are holding the pieces to build that box, just pay attention to that. We glue all the cover, all the top, we cover all the top of the boxes, the pieces, right? So once you build our box, it will be all covered on the top and covered inside, okay? So let me show you here. Well, we're gonna start with piece number 1, okay? Piece number 1, and I like to put some glue on my tray on this part. And this is really fun part, okay? When we're gonna be actually building the box now. So piece number 1, this is a square box, so it doesn't matter which side we pick, they will fit. Piece number 2 will fit all of them. If it's a different box, it's a different dimension, then this will be different, right? But I'm just sharing here the basics. Okay, so spread the glue only on the edge of this piece. Note, I don't have glue on the front, I don't have glue on the back, maybe a little bit, but that's fine. Just here, the edge of this part. And I like to hold my brush kind of 45 degrees. And another thing important, I'm looking to the chipboard, I'm not looking to the fabric, okay? Now, the first piece that we're gonna put there is piece number 2. Okay, so piece number 2 you put right there. So again, this is covered, this is the top, so it's away from you, and you will not look for the fabric because the box will be covered inside. So you take a look right here. For you have chipboard with chipboard. This is exactly the same size as the edge of piece 1, okay? So you just put right on top, and then you put masking tape. So this box will be secure with glue and masking tape. For the masking tape, you put right here on the top and pull a little bit, okay? A little bit tight. So that helps keep this in the position, okay? So hold and flip like this. So now we're gonna have in the opposite edge, we're gonna do the same and put the other piece number 2, okay? So again, not like this, like this. So I'm looking to the chipboard and you go right on top of that edge. Okay. Then put here and pull again. Okay. So hold this. This is not stable yet, okay? But take a look. It's inside, all covered. And now you put in this position. Okay, so now we have this in this position, and here is the part where we're gonna put piece number 3. Okay, very good. So we need to apply glue on the 3 edges now. Okay. Okay, very good. Very good. Okay, now is the part that if you have the clips, if you have corner clips to use, they will help a lot, okay? Let me show you first without, because I have done boxes for years without. We just decided to have those tools like 2 years ago, 1 year ago maybe. So before that, I always did it without anything, and it is easy as well. It's just that, for example, if you don't have the clip, you have here, you put piece 3, you align right on the top here, make sure you are aligned, and you put a masking tape, not out the way, just right there, okay? And then you go on the other side and you do the same, like to align right here, okay? Align here, make sure that on the top they are all right, and then you go right here on the bottom and you also make sure that they are straight, neat, and then you go and put your masking tapes, okay? I like to put a little bit more, pull tight. We will not remove this masking tape, okay? So you don't put this masking tape all the way on the top, because we may see later, okay? So I always say kind of 1/4 to 1/2 inch here down from the top to put the masking tape. So that's the way we start building. Look at this. Yeah, so actually it's almost done, right? I only have one more edge to do. And so now with the last one, I'm gonna use the clips to show to you how we can also have build the box using this, okay? So I need a little bit of more glue on my tray. And then you go, just spread the glue out over here in the 3 edges, same thing as we did on the other one, right? And now if you don't have, you just go ahead and align one top and another one. But if you have the clips, you can put them like this. So imagine you are putting your box, your piece in this position, so you align here, okay, and the same on the other one, so you have exactly the space to fix this on your piece, right? So this way, okay? So if you look here, it's flat. If you look here, you have the 2 parts to put exactly this chipboard of the other part of the box. So you come over here and you just put there and put there, okay? So they fit perfectly, and you just put on the position, okay? So once they are out there, okay, you know it's aligned, you just put your masking tape right below this, okay, and you put your masking tape here, okay, make sure it's aligned, and it's aligned here on the bottom as well, all right, and put your pieces like this, okay, oh, and then you can already go ahead, make sure, careful, hoping, and remove the clips. Okay, so now the box is ready inside, okay? We build the box, easy and quick, right? And it's all covered inside. So now it's much easier for us to cover outside of this piece. We just need to have poster board and fabric, okay, and finish very quick, okay? So let's see how to do it. Okay, so now let's see how to finish outside. Okay, so for outside we have poster board, and actually the pieces of poster board will be exactly the same size as each side of your box, okay? So we have, in this case, it is a square box, so I have 4 pieces the same size, and really depends. For us to cover outside, it will depend on the size and the shape of the box, because sometimes we can glue, for example, all 4 pieces poster board. For some boxes we can, for example, cover separate and then glue to the box 1 each time. Some boxes we do 2 and 2, like 2 pieces of fabric and each of them gluing 2 poster boards. As this is a small box, I like to do the 4 pieces together, okay? I still can use fat quarters for that, and then I like to use like that. But it's completely fine. Sometimes we have the fabric that we want in that specific part, that we don't have a long piece of fabric, so you can do different, okay? I'm showing here basics, okay? So let's see. Okay, you put all 4 pieces of poster board side by side on top of the fabric you want, and then you go and cut around about 3/4, half an inch to 3/4 of an inch bigger around of this, okay? And now we're gonna be gluing those 4 pieces here in place. So I like to do exactly like this. I put my piece right there. I know I put then all 4 pieces, okay? And this is also important, they do not touch each other. They are a little bit separate, and it's about 1/16 of an inch separation, okay? Or about 2 millimeters separate between the 2 pieces, so I have space to fold my fabric around. Okay, so then pick one of the pieces. I like to start in the center, just to make sure that I will kind of go more straight all the way to the end, because sometimes, you know, if we start the first one, it's a long journey to the end of the poster board, and sometimes it goes like uphill and it's not really fun at the end. So okay, I know this is the position, so you spread the glue on the back of the poster board. I know this is the position, you go there and just put the glue, put the piece there, then you remove all the other ones. And then you can go ahead and do this. Okay, so now I know that to glue the other ones, I will just, you know, glue close to the one I already glued, and I can be more straight out the end to the end. Okay, so once I did that, I put this right here, and then glue. So again, 1/16 of an inch in space in between, and I eyeball to glue here. I have many of my students, I like to use spacers or something to make sure that they are gluing straight one with another one. I think I'm kind of really used already, so I just, when it is just one on the side, I'm fine, just eyeball, but it's up to you. Okay, you can pick any other ruler if you want. Okay, so spread the glue there, and again, right there. And you always flip your fabric here, and then you go with your hands and you spread smooth very well to make sure that they are well glued. And then now is the last one. Also go here and stop. Very good. Nice. Very good. So now I have this piece, okay, a long piece. I don't know, my camera is not showing very well, but here you go. We have the long piece, all 4 pieces glue, one side of each other, 1/16 in the middle, and now I have to cut corners. All 4 corners, and then we're gonna need to kind of trim. I will just trim this part here that I think is too big. Other than that, it's fine. I just have to have a little bit fabric, about half an inch or 3/4. So as I said, this is my tool, this is 2-in-1, is also 3/4 of an inch, so I can just trim around, and I know that it is our standard. But as you see, I don't do that every time. I just do that for some specific projects. I do, especially if I'm doing something covered in paper, but if not, well, see if you have direction in your fabric, and then you're gonna glue the top. So this is one of the long edges, okay? So you go all the way to the beginning there, when you also spread the glue on that corner, and then you come over here and glue spread this glue every place until here, okay? And then flip and glue. Very good. Press down the corners here as well, okay? Press down. Well, so this is only one piece of fabric that we're gonna be gluing there, so I have a better finishing. That's the whole point of having only one piece of fabric. So what I have to do in a case like this, I need to, one of the edges, leave like this, unfinished, and on the other edge, we spread the glue right here on the short edge as well. And I like to say we finish this side, okay? So we fold here and finish this side. In poster board, sometimes if you look on the front, you will see a little pointy fabric here, and then you can just go with your scissor and quickly cut, and it's solved, okay? Good. So now this part is ready for us to go ahead and glue. Take a look here. So this is my box unfinished, and now I will start gluing on this part that has unfinished. I go all the way, okay? I go all the way, and I will have my box finished outside. Isn't that unique? Oh, so nice. I love it. Okay, so now let's start gluing this there. I would prefer, so can you see here my paper is very well messy, so I'm gonna fold a little bit, so we can also do that. Fold a little bit this paper, change this paper, okay? Don't put your fabric, your right part of the fabric on top of wet glue in this scrap of paper, because then you'll have some marks in your fabric, right? So we start with one. I go one by one. I think it's better, or you can go 2 by 2, but I don't recommend all the way because the glue will dry pretty quick, okay? So let's see one by one. You start gluing, spread the glue all over the wrong part here, okay, of this piece this first one, right? You see, I apply glue on the fabric, I apply glue here, everything. So now you pick your piece here, okay, and you find the position for it on your box. The extra fabric on the bottom, you glue on the bottom of your box, and the extra fabric on the side, you glue on the side of your box. And right here, you align with the top, okay, align with the top, and then you're gonna put some masking tape right here, okay. We are gluing fabric. Fabric with fabric does not glue right away, so we need this masking tape to hold them in place and get connected, okay? So here you have that. So now it's time for us to continue doing. Now I would say, if you want to go ahead and spread glue on 2 parts at once, that's okay. Or you can continue go one by one, okay? I think I will go with 2 now. But as I said, I'm really used to this. If you prefer one by one, it's just the process exactly the same. Spread the glue out there. And right here where it's close to the box, I like to go with my brush so I know I have glue there as well. Okay, so align on the top, align on the top, making sure it is, oh, I really love this fabric. And then here and here you glue on the bottom, okay, go and glue on the bottom, and here you just put the masking tape. So this masking tape will stay here, I would like to say overnight. I really like, this is a small box, so if you want like to keep 5, 6, 7 hours, that's okay. But I always like to say, keep it overnight, so next day when you remove the masking tape, it's all dry and it will be a very good finishing. Oh, beautiful. Now we have only the last one. Okay, so spread the glue. Very well. And then just put it there. Okay, and then here the bottom again. On the bottom we glue the bottom, and here there's something different now, because now I am at the end of this. Look at how beautiful the finishing here. So now I need to put a masking tape out here as well, where I have that, the end of that part, right? And here on the top, same thing. Good. And another thing I like to do is pressing with my claw on top of this masking tape, so I know that will be very well glued. Okay, look at this, beautiful, right? Yeah, I like it so much. Okay, so now we have some options for for finishing this box, because I still have the bottom to finish. Okay, the rest is all okay, the rest is all right, ready, but the bottom is unfinished and I don't like this. So let's see how to do it. We have actually in a box like this, I'd say I have two options, and with the kit you can do the two options. You can decide which one you prefer. So let me show you here. One option is simply using piece number 6, that is inside 7, sorry. You can simply cover piece number 7 with the fabric you want, and then you glue it right here, and that's it. Your piece will be done. Another option, and this is what I'm doing now, is using piece number 5 and number 6. So those will be, so what I will be doing, I will cover piece number 5 with the contrasting fabric. I will finish, okay, and then I will glue this on here. So actually my box will have, you know, sort of an extra piece on the bottom, okay? And so let's do that. It's pretty quick to do, and you the same way I'm doing piece number 7, piece number 5, sorry. So the same way I'm doing here for piece number 5, you will repeat this for piece number 6, that is the finishing, or for piece number 7 if you prefer just to have, well, that finish, okay? So piece number 5, just glue right there in the middle, and do this. So this is very important. I have an ebook, a free ebook with pictures to make a box exactly like this. If you haven't downloaded yet, the link is in the description of this video somewhere. You can download that. You can download the ebook, so you have pictures, all the steps to make this box, okay? And some people ask me, okay, so this part is the top or is the back? The top or is the bottom of this? And the chipboard, and to have a better finishing, the best finishing we can have, the chipboard is the top, okay? So it's the top. What you see when you look at your box, we're gonna be gluing this on top of the chipboard. So the fabric you choose is this one here, the contrasting one. Or if you don't want the contrast, that's okay, but this is what you want. Then the poster board, we're gonna cover again, and it's gonna be only in the bottom, so I will not see the poster board, okay? Just for you to kind of understand. And piece 7, it's the poster board just to cover there if you don't want that, okay? And you'll not see as well because it's on the bottom. Okay, continuing, piece number 5 is just, remember when we made the box we did pieces 3, right? We cover top, we cut straight with the bottom. Now we don't. Now we have to do the full process, because it's what I usually call, you know, cover a piece of paper with fabric. Okay, so now that I have here done, we go ahead and finish this the same way we did before, right? So you cut the 4 corners, then you spread glue on one of the edges and in the 2 corners, bring tight, and let's see who will say the next one. Yes, I think I heard, press down. Okay, press down. And then go to the other side and repeat. Okay. press down, clean. Clean is important as well. And then finish this. Okay. Okay, very good. So now, why do I say that this is the top? Because this is the part that is really well finished. You don't see any finishing, anything here. It's just the fabric. So it's exactly here that will be gluing your box. So when you look at that, will be very beautiful, very well finished. Okay. So now we're gonna do the poster board to finish this, because then you cannot have this part unfinished. And I'm gonna do the coordinating fabric, just because I want for you to understand and to be very clear which one is in the bottom and which one is in the top. I have received this question so many times, and I think that I have to say that, okay? Okay, and then if you are not doing this, if you are just covering the piece number 7 to glue right here, okay, if you are doing just that, it's the same process of here, okay? I will not do now, but you can see that it's the same process. And I'm just repeating. Okay, so now let's take a look in my poster board if I need to trim something. I always like to check, because like here I can see I have a little pointy, so only in this part that is here on the bottom, the back, I will cut just that tiny part that is bothering me. Sometimes happen, not always. It's kind of depend of the fabric, I have noticed that. Okay, so now piece 5 covered in fabric, now piece 6 covered in fabric. I'm gonna be glued them together like this, okay? So it is finished there and here. So, well, what is wrong if you decide to glue this here? Actually, nothing is wrong. It's just that you have one extra layer that can be beautiful as well. So at this point, it's kind of, I would say, up to you. But what I designed it to be is like this and like this, okay? Good. So let's finish this. I have to flip this one more time. I'm almost finished here. I'm not changing. So piece number 6, spread the glue all the way like this, okay? And then you go right on top of the back of piece number 5 and you go and glue it, okay? Go there, press down, and then now you have to put masking tape. Just do not put all over right on the front of this piece, because I will show you that we need to glue the other part. Okay, so this step that I made here to cover the 2 pieces, this is kind of the basic of cartonnage, okay? Covering a piece of chipboard or paper with fabric, right? Okay, very good. So now this piece is, I can remove this paper. Now this piece is now well glued, okay, there. You can keep it like that to dry for more time, and then you're gonna be coming and gluing this later, okay? If you want to continue the process, what I don't want is to have lots of masking tape here because I'm gonna be gluing that right on top, okay? But what I do is putting pieces of masking tape right here, okay? 4 pieces of masking tape like this. This is my bottom, right? So I put on the top of my table with the masking tapes on the side, and then I go and apply glue right here on the bottom of my box, okay, this way. And then with this, oh, too much glue. You can put a little bit more glue than before here, but don't need that much, okay? Okay, good. So here is glue on that part. If you are not doing this, if it is just this, you don't need to apply here. You do what I did there, right? Apply glue here and glue that cover there. But now with this, you just go and, well, take your time and see. If you want to measure, that's fine. I usually just eyeball, and then let me pick here so I can see it better. I think it's okay. So once you are happy with the position of your box, you can hold it and then you pull those masking tapes. Okay, so pull these masking tapes like this. So you know it will be in the position, okay? And guess what? From now, you pick your one heavy book, put over, okay? And then leave it like that for at least 4 or 5 hours. So in this time, all this glue will dry and this box will be very well finished, okay? So after this time, I'll remove this. So after this time, you can remove all the masking tapes and your box will be ready to be used. Okay? Okay, so this was the simple box that I wanted to share with you today. And let me tell you that there are so many more projects, so many more boxes that you can be making. Kind of the same, using the same technique, the same way. Of course, as I said, if the shape is different, the dimension is different, maybe you have a little different thing in the process, but the basics is like this: applying glue, gluing the fabric, building, and having so much fun on the way, and at the end have a wonderful, sturdy piece and project that can be a wonderful handmade gift. Okay? If you make this box, I would love to see pictures. I invite you to join our Facebook group called Cartonnage Fabric Boxes. We are having so much fun there, and you can show the pictures, and you know, we can inspire and be inspired there. Okay? If you like making these boxes and you want to make much more, take a look at our website, colorwayarts.com. We have so many different do-it-yourself kits that you can start having lots of fun in creating unique projects. All the chipboard, poster board are there already in the size you need to make the project, so you just have fun adding your favorite fabric and glue and creating wonderful projects. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoy Cartonnage and have so much fun gluing, and if you have any questions, I'm here. Thank you so much, and click on the link to see our website, colorwayarts.com. Bye bye! Happy gluing!